This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening Update. It's Wednesday, February 25th, 2015. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. We begin with a call for the Royal Barbados Police Force to improve its relations with the public. The recommendation from the Criminal Justice Research and Planning Unit following the release of its customer service survey at the District A Police Station today. According to the report delivered by Senior Research Officer of the unit, Kim Ramsey, 75% of the 1,800 people interviewed are satisfied with the job being done by lawmen, but they say the force is highly lacking when it comes to customer service. There were also complaints about the aggressive behavior of some officers at some units.
There are too many complaints of poor customer service from across the strata of persons interviewed. People believe that some of the police were too aggressive, lacked people skills, and displayed poor customer service. A force which has high levels of complaints about poor behavior displayed by its members runs the risk of losing the respect of its public. The police need an independent body to conduct investigations of complaints from the public, similar to an internal affairs department. There were also concerns from the public about the need for less political interference in the operations of the RBPF. There were several complaints about use of force by members of the SSU and the CID in carrying out investigations and conducting search warrants. The public believed that the police used excessive force and extracted confessions and also targeted certain sections of the community when conducting warrants.
Ramsey is recommending that the force undertake a sensitization drive to rectify the problem.
The study found that the public highly favors the Royal Barbados Police Force. They also had confidence that the police could prevent crime. The public still does not know a lot about the police force. The departments which are more visible are the ones most known to the public, including the Drug Squad, SSU, CID, and Police Certificate of Character. There is a need for sensitization of the public on the work of the RBPF, as this can assist in developing good relations with the public. The police should inform the public more on developments regarding persons who are wanted by the police, whether these persons have been captured, and what was the outcome. There needs to be a revision of the qualifications and remuneration to join the RBPF. Recruitment to the RBPF should be more attractive, and there should be consideration to perks and increase in pay for policemen to join. The RBPF should also consider recruitment of persons who are not policemen to work in specialized areas.
The island's top cop, Tyrone Griffiths, says while he is satisfied with the findings, there is still room for improvement.
I am sure that when we further analyze the contents of this survey and go back to the drawing board, that the next time we are surveyed, the force will even be better off as an organization. A lot of the areas that we need to improve, I believe we already are aware that there's quite a bit of room for improvement. And so I'm sure the next time around we will do much better than we have done, even though we have done quite well.
Meantime, 2 Christchurch men on the wanted list surrendered to police. Omar Andre Cox of Fordsland, Silver Hill, and Kadeem Stefan Shamir Lewis of Block 4E, Silver Hill, who were described as armed and dangerous, presented themselves to 2 different police stations today. The 2 are being interviewed in connection with several serious criminal matters. In other news, they've described their talks as cordial, but from all accounts, BLP leader Mia Motley and executive members of the Christchurch West constituency are not happy with MP Dr. Maria Agard. Barbados Today has been reliably informed that Dr. Agard was literally hauled over the coals during a 5-hour-long meeting last night for taking her concerns about executive members of a branch to last week's National Executive Council meeting. She was also heavily criticized by some members of her executive for not giving out enough funeral grants and for not showing up at the site of recent house fires in her constituency. Well, police sources say Dr. Agard did not get the backing of her leader last night, following concerns raised in the press about her level of representation. She was also warned to stay off social media when venting concerns about her party.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's time for AgriFest again. Come and enjoy the National Agricultural Exhibition on February 27th to March 1st at the historic Queen's Park. Over 300 exhibits on show, highlighting the theme, Inclusive Agriculture, Strengthening Linkages, Creating Synergies. AgriFest 2015, the biggest agricultural exhibition in the Caribbean. Don't miss it.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To news from the region, health officials in the Caribbean are keeping a close eye on a new strain of HIV/AIDS. In St. Lucia, Dr. Alicia Eugene, Senior Medical Officer for Infectious Diseases, said the strain CRF19CPX, which was identified by Cuban scientists, develops into full-blown AIDS much faster than previous strains of the virus. She explained that the virus can move from a state of being HIV negative to getting infected and on to full-blown AIDS in less than 3 years. The other strains take about 10 years to move from one phase to the next. In Dominica, the head of the HIV/AIDS coordinating unit, Julie Frampton, is already warning citizens to make the right choices regarding their sexual and reproductive health in light of the new report on HIV. On the international scene, where India's health minister is urging the public not to panic as the number of swine flu deaths continue to rise. 900 people have lost their lives to the virus so far this year, from 16,000 reported cases. Officials have now implemented restrictions on public gatherings as a precautionary measure in some of the affected states, and residents are being advised to wear protective masks. And finally, weather conditions today postponed Georgia's first execution of a woman in 70 years. Just hours before 47-year-old Kelly Renee Greensdana was scheduled to die by lethal injection at the state prison in Jackson, the Georgia Department of Corrections announced it had delayed the execution until Monday due to weather and associated scheduling issues. Greensdana, the only woman currently on death row, was convicted in a February 1997 murder plot that targeted her husband in suburban Atlanta. On that note, we come to the end of our Barbados Today evening update, but we will be back here again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 online TV, as well as a Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. To have an enjoyable evening.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? #sexy.